I was basically an atheist and lived in the world for the first 33 years of my life, and went to a party one night and tried to get drunk and stoned and couldn't. I just kept doing more drugs and drinking more alcohol, but I wasn't changing, and then started to scare me a little bit inside. Anyway, after the party had died down, and it was my mate's party, so I ended up staying at his house that night. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was by myself down in his television room, and I saw and felt this dark presence by my side that was just scared the hell out of me, basically. And from that day on, I pretty much got so scared, I ended up going home to my family that night at early hours of the morning with this thing following me.
Whoa.
And it was just so scary that I stopped to change lines in Brisbane Central, and I got off and I was having a cigarette and I heard church bells ringing. I looked across the road and there was this big huge church, I think it's the Uniting Church in central Brisbane, that was opening up its doors for the morning and everything. Something inside said, go inside, go inside. But I didn't. So I got back on the train after having my cigarette and caught the train back to my family's house. Anyway, I got there and I was freaked out. I started telling my mum all about what was happening to me, and she thought I was basically crazy, as my family aren't Christian. And I was sitting in my room with this huge bag of marijuana. And I pretty much was looking out the window, and there was these 2 kids playing on their pushies outside saying UFO, UFO, UFO. And I looking up in the sky, so I looked up outside my bedroom window and there's this huge shape like that in the clouds. It was blue coming through the clouds, and for them they were saying UFO, but for me it was the bell, the same bell that I heard in the church a couple of hours earlier, and instantly something inside me snapped and said there's a God. So I went flying out of my room and I instantly put down this whole bag of pot, which was gold for me 10 minutes earlier, down the garbage gobbler, and something inside said read the Bible and find a Jewish priest. Anyway, so yeah, my mum was really panicking. She thought I'd lost it, so she called her friend, pretty much who's a Christian, said I know what's happening to him. So she came around, told me, said don't panic, this happens to people every day. And pretty much that's a short version. But from that day on I started going to church and instantly went to Bible college, and I was told I couldn't go to Bible college because you have to be a Christian for 2 years. But I kept going back daily and bugging the Bible college saying you have to take me, you have to take me. And after about 2 weeks of pressure in the Bible college, putting them on the spot, they put me on a 6-month trial, and that's it.
Wow.
And while I was at Bible college, I saw a Compassion Australia video on children in Bolivia, and that's where it all started. So after Bible college, I packed my bag and every cent that I had and owned in my pocket and went to Bolivia. I nearly went home after the first 3 days because I got here by myself. I didn't speak Spanish, I didn't know anybody, and I got into the middle of La Paz and found a hostel, and I was scared, so I nearly went home. But then as I was walking down the main street where we all had dinner that night, I heard singing, and even though it was in Spanish, I instantly knew it was a church. So I followed the singing and walked into this church, and instantly felt at home. A lady from Chile who went from the church, who spoke English, basically came and greeted me, and that was it.
Right.
Next minute I'm in the street helping street kids, taking in soup and cordial to them every day. I lived there for 2 years working with the kids in the street.
Yeah.
By myself at that stage, but over the 2 years I became very good friends with a pastor who did street ministry with families, not so much the children, and his family took me in like another child of theirs, and he became my best mate, and we started working together. And after 2 years in the street with the children, I just noticed that something wasn't changing spiritually within the children. They know where to go Tuesday night for free food, they know where to go Wednesday for a new pair of shoes. The kids basically use all the help groups, and it was God wasn't actually being impacted into their lives. So I thought, well, that's when to get these little kids, these kids before they get into the streets, before they get onto the drugs, and to be brought up on the Word of God so they're not lost. Pretty much in the middle of the jungle, even though it doesn't look like it here, it's been cleared that much, but it's in a town called Riveralta, which is in the north east of Riveralta on the border of Brazil. And we have 35 hectares, and we came in here, pretty much 2 of us, with machetes. And it took 2 years to clear the first hectare, where we built a church and an office and a school, and then from them we started building the buildings one by one.